There's just something special about a really cold winter day, isn't there? That kind of day that just makes you want to curl up and wrap your hands around a warm, steaming mug. For me, whether I'm busy in the kitchen or just relaxing, a perfect warm drink makes everything feel a whole lot better.
So today, I'm going to share with you my personal recipes for 3 absolute classics that I make all winter long. We're going to perfect a spiced karak chai, whip up an incredibly creamy sahleb, and then create the most indulgent hot chocolate you have ever tasted. So come on, let's get cozy and make something delicious.
All right, first up is karak chai. Now, this is so much more than just a cup of tea with milk. It's a beautifully spiced, really comforting drink that's just packed with flavor. I absolutely love making this for breakfast. It's just fantastic next to a simple sandwich or even a slice of coffee cake.
Okay, let's talk ingredients. We're going to use equal parts water and evaporated milk. Now, you can use regular full-fat milk, and it's great, but the evaporated milk gives it this incredible richness that's just next level. For spices, I'm using a few cinnamon sticks, a little piece of fresh ginger, and some cardamom pods. And here's a little pro tip for you. Gently crush those cardamom pods before you toss them in. It makes a world of difference. It really helps release that amazing, fragrant aroma right into the tea.
Making this is just a beautiful, slow process. You're going to start by combining the water, milk, and all your whole spices in a pot. Let them simmer, and I mean simmer, nice and low, for about 5 minutes. This is where the magic really starts to happen, You're giving those spices time to really infuse their flavor into the liquid. After that, stir in your sugar and the black tea and let it all keep simmering for another 3 minutes or so. You'll see the color deepen into this gorgeous amber, and your whole kitchen, it's going to fill with the most incredible spicy sweet smell. If you want to get extra fancy, a tiny pinch of saffron adds a beautiful color and a truly luxurious flavor. Now, when it comes to sweetening, you've got 2 fantastic options. The simple method we just talked about is perfect for a quick, delicious, everyday cup. But if you want to take it to another level, you have got to try the caramel method. All you do is melt the sugar in the pot first, let it turn into a beautiful golden caramel, and then, and be careful here, you slowly add the liquids. This one little step creates a much deeper color and a wonderfully rich, more complex flavor. It's a real game changer.
Okay, next up, salab. For me, this is the essential winter drink. I mean, after a long, cold day, especially in the evening, there's absolutely nothing more comforting than a warm, thick, creamy cup of salab. The real secret to amazing salab is making your own powder mix ahead of time. And trust me, it is so easy. We're just going to combine powdered milk, powdered sugar, rice flour, and a bit of cornstarch. Now you could stop right there and it'd be delicious, but if you want to make it extra rich and creamy, add a few tablespoons of cream chantilly powder. It makes such a difference. Just mix it all up, put it in a jar, and you've got it on hand whenever that salab craving hits.
Now listen up, because the most important ingredient here, the one you can't skip, is the rice flour. This is not just a thickener like cornstarch. Rice flour is what gives salab its completely unique signature texture. It's creamy, it's thick, and it has this subtle, comforting, almost stretchy quality to it. It's what makes salab, well, salab. It's the real deal.
So, to make the drink itself, the ratio is super simple. 2 tablespoons of your powder mix for every single cup of milk. And here's the most important tip I can give you. Always, always whisk the powder into cold milk. If you add it to hot milk, you're going to get lumps, and nobody wants that. Once it's totally smooth, put it on the stove over medium heat and start stirring. And don't walk away. You have to keep stirring. As it heats up, you'll watch it transform into this beautifully thick and creamy drink right before your eyes. Once you pour it into your mugs, just let it sit for a moment. It'll form a slight skin on top, which is the perfect canvas for all your toppings. Personally, I love crushed walnuts, a good sprinkle of cinnamon, and a few raisins. And here's my pro tip. Always add the nuts right before you serve it. That way, they keep that perfect, satisfying crunch. And finally, we've arrived at the drink no winter is complete without. Hot chocolate. My recipe is actually really simple, but the result is so incredibly creamy and decadent. And you're going to want to stick with me because we are going to make a special homemade topping that will take this completely over the top. The base for this is wonderfully simple. Milk, sugar, vanilla, and some good quality unsweetened cocoa powder. And here's a little baker's secret for you, a tiny pinch of salt. I promise it won't make it taste salty. What it does is balance the sweetness, and it actually makes the chocolate flavor so much deeper and more intense. We're also going to use a little cornstarch slurry just to give it a lovely, thick, velvety body.
Here's how we make sure it's perfectly smooth every single time. Gently warm the milk with the sugar and vanilla first. Once it's just warm to the touch, whisk in your sifted cocoa powder and that pinch of salt. See, the warm milk helps the cocoa dissolve beautifully, no lumps whatsoever. As it starts to get hot and you see little bubbles, pour in your cornstarch slurry. Let it come to just one boil. That's all it needs to thicken. And then take it off the heat right away.
Now right there, that is a fantastic, delicious cup of hot chocolate. You could stop there and be very happy. But if you want to make something truly spectacular, something unforgettable, are you ready to take it up a notch? Let's make homemade marshmallow fluff.
Okay, I know this sounds a little more professional, a little intimidating maybe, but I promise you it's worth the effort and I'm going to walk you through every single step. You'll need some egg whites, a tiny bit of lemon juice to keep them stable, and then sugar, corn syrup, and water to make a hot syrup.
The magic number for this recipe, the most important number, is 115 degrees Celsius. That's 240 degrees Fahrenheit. This is the exact temperature your sugar syrup needs to reach for the fluff to set up perfectly. Now, if you don't have a thermometer, don't worry. You can do what's called the soft ball test. Just drop a little bit of the hot syrup into a cup of cold water. If you can reach in and form a soft, pliable ball with your fingers, it's ready. All right, here's how we do it. Get your mixer going and start beating your egg whites on low speed. While those are whipping, heat your sugar, corn syrup, and water in a pot. Once that syrup hits 115 degrees, and with your mixer still running on low, you're going to pour the hot syrup into the egg whites. Now this is crucial. Pour it in a very slow, thin, steady stream right down the side of the bowl. This gently cooks the eggs and creates that amazing fluff. Once all the syrup is in, crank that mixer up to high and just let it whip for a few minutes until it's thick and glossy and absolutely gorgeous.
And now for the grand finale, how to serve this masterpiece. You can keep it simple, of course. You can top it with chocolate shavings or a big swirl of whipped cream, but for the ultimate treat, you pile on that homemade marshmallow fluff, and if you have a kitchen torch, you toast the top until it's all golden brown and caramelized. Ugh, the smell is just unbelievable.
So there you have it. 3 incredible recipes to make any cold day feel infinitely better. You now have a complete menu of cozy, warm drinks that are perfect for any time of day, any mood you're in.
So let's just do a quick recap. For that spiced, aromatic start to your day, you've got the Karak Chai. For a thick, creamy, and super comforting way to wind down in the evening, Salab is your answer. And for that truly decadent, special, over-the-top treat, you now have the ultimate hot chocolate in your back pocket.
All 3 of these are classics, they're simple to make, and they are absolutely essential for getting through the winter. I really hope you feel inspired to get into the kitchen and warm up. So, my final question for you is this. Which warm mug are you going to make first?